It's June 6th, 2017, and this is the beginning of a video journal, video log for being consciousness. To begin with, for being consciousness, I mean literally identifying with consciousness as the true nature of being. So when we say consciousness, I mean knowing. That's the best definition that we can uh, come up with. Consciousness, it's knowing. So consciousness is taking place right now. It's ever unfolding, moment by moment, moment by moment. Consciousness unfolds. And this is a form of knowing. Knowing can be by direct experience. Right now, what's happening. It can be a memory of a direct experience. And it can be experiences of others transmitted through language and accepted. So if I accept the theory, if you accept that the idea or theory that being is consciousness, because you hear it and it makes sense, at first it's your accepting an idea secondhand from someone else's experience. But as you explore for yourself the idea that being is consciousness, and I said consciousness is equivalent to knowing, so then you could say, when you explore the idea that being is consciousness or being is knowing, as you explore that in yourself, and or if you take the time to examine that truth and think it out, what I just said, that knowing is from direct experience, the memory of a direct experience, or a transmission of the experience of another that I accept. The acceptance of the transmission of knowledge from another, let's say science or me, is also an experience, but it lacks the direct experience of the content itself. So take the example again. If we look at this idea that being and knowing, ontology is the nature of being and epistemology is the nature of knowing, that these are the same. Being and knowing are the same. They're unified. It's a unified unity of two principles in the actual sense of aliveness. So when I say consciousness, I also mean this sense of presence. All of us as humans, we know, each of us individually, there's a sense of being. There's a sense of I. There's a sense of I amness. Or there's a sense of what it feels like to be me right now. this is a quality of experience. And we know that we are. I know that I am. There's no doubt about this, just as you know that you are. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But if I ask you, what are you? You'll give me a list of things that you do. You'll give me a list of things about yourself. Things that you do, things that you like, your name, your age, your physical characteristics. And you'll say, I am this or I am that. You'll give me your occupation. But you're not those things. You're not any one of those things. If we take it all the way back to the pure essence, the pure ground of being, what I am is being and knowing. So you would say, yes, I am a lawyer. Yes, I am an artist. Yes, I am this or that. Yes, I am a father. Yes, I am a Republican. Yes, I am an American. Yes, I am a patriot. Yes, I am this. Yes, I am that. And the list goes on and on and on. But these are roles of your personality. They're roles of your roles and place in society. They're not who you are. None of those things are who you are. They're things that you do. So we'll go back to the idea and keep reinforcing that what I am is consciousness. What I am is a knowing presence that I am. So we could say, well, I'm this body. I'll say, well, then what are you? If I say, you don't give me things that you do. When I ask you, what are you? Don't tell me the things that you do. What would you say? And you'd say, well, I'm this body. But you can't even say that you're this body, because what your body is a community of living cells that each have autonomy in and of themselves and do the same things, similar things that you do. They explore the environment, they look for opportunity, they interact with the environment, they communicate and signal with other cells in the body. They're living autonomous parts of a system. And a huge part of your body is bacteria, is microbes that don't have human DNA. So if I say, I am this body, which part of the body am I? And you say, well, I guess what I am is my mind. But what is mind? Mind is a linear series, a sequence of thoughts. So then if I say, I am my mind, then you're saying, I am my thoughts. But how can I be my thoughts? Because there must be something that's thinking the thoughts, that's greater than the thoughts, or a place within which the thoughts take place. So then I can't be my thoughts if they're taking place in something larger or greater, or something larger or greater is producing thoughts. So then that rules out mind. It's important to note here that most of us identify with thinking, with the process of thinking itself. The flow of thought is me. So I've just shown you that that's impossible. what I am, being and knowing, the sense of I amness, consciousness, is that which experiences the sequence of thoughts as they come and as they go. The sequences of bodily feelings, sensations as they come and they go. But the scientists tell us that, well, what consciousness is simply the brain. It's This is the reductionist model, and it's the traditional model for the past 100 years or so of science, and many scientists still stick to the reductionist model, and it's still taught in schools. So they'll say, well, there's no such thing as separate consciousness, it's just the brain. But aren't your perceptions conscious, part of your consciousness? Your hearing, your seeing? So if it's just the brain, how can I be conscious without my eyes? Or how can I hear sounds without my ears? The perceptual apparatus of the nervous system, sense of touch, taste, smell, sight, hearing, I could not be conscious without those things. So it's not just the brain. It's not just anything. It's not just the neurons firing, neural storms or neural pathways in the brain, in the neocortex. Because the brain cannot be separate from the perceptual apparatus of the, and also the body that carries the brain, and the entire nervous system that connects to the brain, that signals the body. When I ask you, what are you? No one says, it's not my experience, my direct experience that I am, you'll say, I am a brain. How could I see without my eyes? How could I hear without my ears? Yet, if we remove sight, remove hearing, if something happens and I remove, you're unable to see, damage to the eye, unable to hear, unable to smell, unable to speak, yet there would still be a sense of I am. What it feels like to be me.